Welcome to my long-awaited pregnancy first trimester Q&A vlog. My name's Shay. This is my first pregnancy. I'm out of breath, obviously, have been for the past 4 months, and we're gonna get into everything in this vlog from the beginning to right now. I'm so out of breath, so please just forgive me. That is one of my main symptoms. I am coming to you from the bed because that is literally where I've been since like week 6. Like, if I am not actively involved in a task, I'm falling asleep. It literally comes over you like a spell. Like there are like a little ring of magnets and you're just like, So we're gonna stay focused. First of all, it's taken me a really long time to film this and talk about it because I feel this sense of not like conscious superstition, but from the second I found out I was pregnant, it's almost like this like freeze, no sudden moves. And that like I've been that way a lot during my life where like something really amazing and surreal is happening and you are just like, oh my gosh, I want to protect and preserve this thing with everything I have. Like if I just put my head down and like don't do anything, nothing can ruin this. So that's just a little insight into my mental state, but we'll get there. Okay, I collected questions from Instagram and TikTok. I think if I just like tell the whole story, I will answer everyone's questions. But of course, if you have more questions, drop them in the comments and like, comment, and subscribe, obviously. Okay, I wrote myself a list of the questions to follow. Okay, so a lot of people wondering, how did you know like this was the right time to try or whatever? Okay, so me and my husband got married in December. It's now July. We've only been married for 7 months. Prior to being married, we have been together for like 5 years and we've lived together for like 3.5 years. So it has felt like we've been married for a really long time. We've lived together for so long. I was 30 years old when we got married. I just turned 31. Like I kind of never thought very deeply about like when to have kids because I was like, well, I know I don't want to have kids until I'm married, so no use in thinking about it. And then when the wedding was coming up, I was like, oh my gosh, it's time to think about it now. Like you kept saying, like not thinking about it until we're married, not thinking about it, not thinking about it. And then the wedding happened, and after the wedding, we of course had talked about like, we want a family, we want to have kids, but we hadn't nailed down the timeline. And after the wedding, we talked about it, how, you know, you really never know like how long it's gonna take. Could happen the first time, could mean waiting years, could mean needing lots of medical support, could mean literally a number of things that we don't know. And we're not sure exactly when the right time to begin that journey is. I can explain it no other way than this. After our wedding, when we came back, my husband's grandfather became really ill, and we spent the whole holiday season in the hospital with him every day. And there was, I don't know, like something came over me. There was just a click in my mind of and I said this to my husband, we are meant to go through this life together as a family unit. No matter what comes our way, we are meant to face as a family, and I don't want to delay growing that family for another second. There is zero downside to, you know, like just, it would only be a blessing and a fortune to grow our family. So he was fine. He's been fine with like ready to have kids this entire time. It was me that was like, let me think. And he was like, yeah, you're like, this is obviously a greater burden on you in your life. So like, you just let me know. So like most things, when I decide to do something or a little seed gets planted in my head, it starts small and then very rapidly becomes like this thing that I'm totally enthralled in and I'm totally obsessed with and whatever. So that's what happened here. I was like, okay, we're gonna try, because if you're not preventing, you're trying. That's my philosophy. So I'm like, okay, well, if we're trying, then I wanna set us up for success. So I was like, I'm gonna get on a prenatal. Let's see how this goes. So I started taking a prenatal. I was actively on GLP-1s at this time. I was taking tirzepatide. The first prenatal I took had iron in it, which ended up reacting with my GLP-1 and gave me horrible reflux, like a reflux I've never felt before. Like, you can, in my other vlogs I talk about it, I didn't know that was what was happening at that time. But like back pain, arm pain, I was like scared I was having a heart attack. But so I decided I didn't want to stop my GLP-1 at that time. So I switched to a prenatal that did not have iron in it. Gorgeous. That side effect went away. I'm taking my tirzepatide, I'm taking my prenatal. We're just chilling, like, you know, not tracking my cycle super closely, but obviously not preventing pregnancy. I was wearing my Natural Cycles bracelet band thingy that is taking my temperature while I sleep. And so that was kind of like giving me some insight into my cycle, and everything presented as normal. Like, I was having a normal period. My temperature was like going up and down when it was supposed to and whatever. But as I said before, like, I can't leave well enough alone. Like, I have to push and push. So I created this like fear that something could be like not working within me, or I'm not having ovulation like we think I am, or whatever. I don't know. I like literally completely made it up. I have a small history with PCOS. Like, one of my doctors thought I could have it, but then once I started the GLP-1, all of the symptoms completely went away. So I don't know if the GLP-1 like cleared my PCOS and made me completely regular cycle-wise, but I'll take it. So I got the Mira because I was seeing ads that the hormones that the Mira tracks can not only predict ovulation, but confirm ovulation with the rise of your PDG. I'm an information girl. I'm a data girl. I'm like, give me everything that I could possibly have. That brings me comfort. That brings me like peace. If you are not like that and that overwhelms you and stresses you out, obviously don't do that. I know a lot of people are like, whoa, you know, and I'm the same way. Like, sometimes I information myself into a bad place. So I get it, do it or don't, but I had a very good experience. The first cycle that I was tracking with Mira, I just followed the instructions, tested my urine every day with the sticks. It predicted ovulation, and I literally I was not expecting it to work and us to get pregnant on that cycle. Obviously, I just convinced myself that this was gonna like be a very hard and arduous journey. So was tracking my cycle for the first time, Mira. I guess I ovulated like end of March and went about my life or whatever. I was still testing with Mira because I was gonna not stop, still wearing my bracelet, getting my temperature taken. And I just wanted to see like, okay, are we all on track? My PDG started to rise. That gave me peace of mind. Like, okay, I did in fact ovulate. Great. So then it was time to get my period, and I'm not one of those girls who's like, I know my period's coming in the next 10 minutes, like clockwork, whatever. Whether I like don't notice it at the right time every single time, or like I don't pay enough attention, but I just feel like, you know, like it comes when it's supposed to come. I don't know, maybe 28 days, maybe 30 days, maybe 26 days. I don't know. So I was supposed to get my period on a Thursday, and it didn't come, and I didn't think twice about it, like whatever. And then Mira was like, well, if you haven't gotten your period yet, keep tracking your hormones, keep measuring them. Okay, whatever. So we went to Baton Rouge for my brother and sister-in-law's baby shower, and it was on a Saturday evening, and the Saturday morning Mira told me to test. So I did. And my E3G, PDG, FSH, I already forgot all the hormones that it tests. Whatever, all four were like, boom, off the reading chart, too high to be read by the software. And I was like, fuck, shoot, what does that mean? What's wrong with me? Like, dang it. So I put the levels into Claude and asked what is going on with me. And they were like, obviously nothing can tell you you're pregnant except for a pregnancy test, but like this combination of levels indicates early pregnancy. And I was like, you're kidding You're kidding. You're kidding. Okay, like that's really crazy. And so we had to run some errands before the baby shower anyway, but I was like, I have to test. First of all, I have to test, like, please. But I'm either gonna drink or not at this baby shower tonight. So we need to test. So we already had some errands to run that morning. The first of which was we were gonna go to Target. And I was like, great, I'll get a pregnancy test at Target. So we go to Target, get everything we need. I got the pregnancy test, whatever. But then we had more errands on our list. So we literally go here, there, everywhere. This pregnancy test is literally burning a hole in my pocket. And as you know, like I'm an overthinker. So at this point it's like noon. And I'm like, well, you know, if you do a pregnancy test, especially early, you're supposed to do it like the first pee of the morning so that it's like most concentrated. And then the more you drink, the more it's going to dilute your pee. And then maybe it's blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I can't drink water until I take this test. And we did our errands. And then me and my husband were going to lunch, just the two of us, at this really casual Mediterranean restaurant that we like. And we walk in and I'm like, literally, fuck this. I gotta go. Order me a Sprite and a water. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm taking this test, like whatever. So then I take the test, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I didn't think this through. Like, oh, now I'm gonna be sitting here in the bathroom for 5 minutes waiting for this test to develop. Like, what am I supposed to do? And while I'm thinking that, I look down, it's immediately positive, and I'm like, well, I really didn't think this through. What the fuck am I supposed to do in this Mediterranean restaurant with a positive pregnancy test? Like, okay. So I was like, oh wait, let me video myself. And I'll plug in all the videos here. I'm in a bathroom. So I take a video of myself and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm literally in the bathroom of a Mediterranean restaurant. And then someone walks in the bathroom. So I just like stop. I'm like, oh my God, I've literally botched this whole thing. So I go back out to the table and I'm like, it was really positive, really fast. And Ken's like, wait, what? And I'm like, freaking K. Like, and then the server like comes up and is like, what do y'all want? And we're like, yeah, because we haven't ordered lunch. So we like keep sending the waiter away, like, oh, we need another minute. And we're both just like, and I like handed Kent the test under the table and he looked at it and he's like, wait, like, because we, you know, the pack we bought was like a 4-pack. So he's like, we need to go home and take the rest of the test. Like, what if blah, blah, blah. So we ended up ordering salads, which the waiter was like, are you okay? You needed 25 minutes to pick a salad. And then the salads come and I like barely eat it. And then we leave, whatever. And we go back to Ken's grandmother's house where we're staying and take the rest of our tests. And this is the video of us taking the rest of the tests. It's cute. Okay, should we look at this one? This was one of the digital ones, but I don't know if it's ready yet.
Oh, that one doesn't have a line. That's straight words.
It's straight words. Okay, you want to see the next one?
Yep. That's crazy.
It's also positive.
Holy cow, it just says it.
You gonna see the third one? Yeah.
That is a big ass line.
That is positive as can be. So you didn't bring your popper.
I don't know where it is. I have no clue where it is.
Are you freaking?
That's crazy. That one's way more real because it says the words. All right.
What? So we take a million tests. They're all positive. Obviously, like in hindsight, I'm like, what? But we were like nervous and excited, so whatever. So we're in Baton Rouge, Ken's hometown. And we're like, well, obviously it would be preferable to tell our families in person. And we don't know the next time we're gonna be back in Louisiana. So we're like, I guess fuck it. Like, I guess we're just gonna tell everyone. And we weren't planning on going to New Orleans, my hometown, but we changed our travel plans so that we'd be in Baton Rouge one more day. And then we'd be in New Orleans for one day before we come back to Dallas. So the next day over the next couple days, we told both our families. They were shook. Ken's brothers were funny because one of them was like, I had a feeling you were gonna tell us this weekend. And we were like, well, we didn't, so lol. And then my family all of them were just like, what? Like, literally come again, like what? So everyone was really surprised. Okay, we're at Mommy and Daddy's house. Can't get in it.
Oh, yeah.
Say Shay's pregnant.
Shay's pregnant. Shay's pregnant.
Hey. Everyone say Shay's pregnant.
Shay's pregnant.
And then I decided, so like, okay, we told our families after a day. And then we also went to a crawfish boil with our friends, and we told like 4 friends. I felt anxious about telling people because I'm like, I know you're like not supposed to or whatever. And I was really scared about telling people, but I don't hide anything. Like, I can't keep shit to myself. So I'm like, let me just tell these people. Obviously, if this pregnancy does not go the way we want it to, I'm gonna share about that too. So, you know, whatever. I was feeling totally great. I was feeling completely normal. Obviously, I had no idea that I was pregnant. But we found out when I was like 4 weeks and 1 day pregnant. So I was like, yeah, I have like a long way to go. I probably didn't start feeling symptoms until like 6 weeks pregnant, maybe. I actually went to Birmingham and saw a bunch of my friends before I started having symptoms, and I'll show you videos of me telling them. Girls, Avery surprised me at lunch. Okay, get together, girls. Look at this lunch. It's Keelan, Blakely, and Avery. Like, how is this real? It's even more perfect so I can tell y'all I'm pregnant.
Are you for real?
Wait, no, you're really early. I'm pregnant, Mallie.
There you go. For the vlog.
But my life kind of worked out at that time where I like saw everyone important to me like right away. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just telling everyone as I see them, and I'm just, you know, saying like it's really early, so keep that in mind. But like, we pregging this bitch. My first symptoms started when I went to Birmingham and I went to the Morgan Wallen concert. I felt fine, but hold on, my dog's barking. Whatever. I like wasn't realizing that like the stadium is outside. It was raining and I do have allergies, and we were up really late. So like all of that caused me to have like a horrible postnasal drip, cold, sore throat thing. And I went through it mentally. I was like very, very scared at that point. Like, oh my God, I'm so early pregnant. I like was reckless with my behavior, like being out late in the rain. Like, I'm so crazy. Like, is something gonna happen to me? But it was fine. I just became ill with congestion and postnasal drip and stuff, which is very common in pregnancy and has not gone away and will not go away. Like, the boogers are disgusting. Oh, also, TMI warning for this whole entire thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. The boogers are disgusting, literally crusty, bloody boogers everywhere all the time. Like, you cannot get clear. It was definitely the worst at the very beginning of my pregnancy. Like 6 to 8 weeks, I was like, I can't go on like this. Like, this is so congested. I tried the neti pot. It didn't really work. I ended up, and then like our shower situation is a different thing. I can't like sit in the shower with the steam, like because of the size of the shower or whatever. But I ended up like putting a pot of boiling water on the stove and finding a comfortable distance and breathing that in, and that like cleared me up enough where it's kind of stayed at bay. There's definitely like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, it's like a bad allergy day or a better allergy day or something, but for the most part, like a constant like just nastiness is happening. Like, the only other symptoms of note for me were hunger. And like I said before, I was on a GLP-1 literally leading up to, I had stopped the GLP-1 a week before I got the positive pregnancy test. So like up until I found out I was pregnant. And although that's not recommended by gynecological union or whatever, they say to stop 3 months ahead of starting to try. I didn't want to do that, okay? I honestly, like, just take it with a grain of salt. You might want to do that just to get your normal like hunger back, and get into a rhythm that way, so that when you get hit with the severe hunger of pregnancy, you're not like actually thrown for a 180 loop. Because I was like, wait, I actually haven't been hungry in 2 years, and now like everyone near me needs to run for cover because I will eat whatever you have. I was just so ravenous, and like I wasn't keeping food in the house. Like I'm not really that hungry. Oh my God, I had to do like $500 haul at Costco, like get snacks on snacks on stacks, like eating, like ordering double entrees for lunch, like, and eating them all. Like it was just insane. And like waking up in the middle of the night, needing a meal. Like I did a lot of microwave meals in the middle of the night, lots of bowls of cereal in the middle of the night. Cereal tasted really good, and is also just the ease of like I can get this in my body really quickly. I remember eating chicken fingers and like act as I'm eating, chewing, like becoming freshly starving again. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Which also led to rapid weight gain at the beginning of my pregnancy, which I think was partly due to pregnancy, obviously, and then partly due to like my just complete fluctuation in appetite, like eating more than I had ever eaten in the past couple years. And then the other notable symptom was the exhaustion and the fatigue. I'm a pretty tired and resting person, like normally. So I was hearing people that were pregnant be like, oh, I was just really tired. And I was like, okay, me on a Tuesday, like what? But the fatigue is really crazy. Like I said, like anytime I was not like actively focused on something, like you would just fall to sleep. But that's really it. Like one thing that people don't talk about in early pregnancy is the cramping that you might experience, which is very anxiety producing, because I feel like a lot of the messaging is like pregnancy eliminates like every period symptom for your duration of your pregnancy. But your uterus is stretching and growing, and it feels like period cramps, and you don't know what that means, and so you get scared that something's wrong or that's not the right feeling to have. It will pass, and it is the right feeling, and you're growing and you're stretching, and yay. I will say that the other symptom I had was not physical but mental, and my mental health definitely was like getting played tricks on with the weight gain and the fatigue. I was definitely feeling triggered in a way of like the people around me would tell me like the weight gain and the fatigue is exactly right. You're pregnant. That's exactly right. You're supposed to be growing. You're supposed to be tired. You're working really hard. You're resting. But I have experienced like depression and weight gain and overeating before in my past. So it's like my body and my mind have never been pregnant before, and my body and my mind recognize like weight gain and exhaustion and fatigue as like, oh no, we're in a bad spot. We're like SOS, alarm bells, like we're at a low point. And that was kind of like difficult deciphering and navigating through, like, you know, don't fight against this. This is not something to feel ashamed of or try to find a solution for. This is a positive behavior pattern right now, which I'm like saying with a question mark because it's still difficult for me, starting to get my energy back for sure, but still resting more than usual, which is a lot usual anyway. So like resting more on top of that. And then just like with my body growing, but not looking traditionally like bloop, pregnant, you know, and when you're in that limbo area, you're like, and you can't like feel your baby like kick and roll around, and you're kind of just like, literally, what is this feeling so sudden and new? Like, what is even happening to me? Obviously, every doctor's visit where we've gotten a sonogram and like confirmation that the baby's doing well has been incredible. So yeah, I guess that's it on symptoms. Like literally just tiredness and exhaustion, fatigue, and hunger. And I was so grateful not to have nausea or vomiting. I did throw up once, but it was like a teeth brushing, like I accidentally gagged, whatever thing. I had really bad reflux, but I've had really bad reflux my whole life. So it has definitely gotten worse, but I'm kind of just like, I feel my hypothesis being pregnant one time through one trimester is that your pregnancy symptoms are like you enhanced. So like I've never been like a nauseous, throwy uppy person or queasy at all. So like that's not where my symptoms showed themselves. I have been a very hungry, sleepy, tired person my whole life. So symptoms are getting dialed up in that area. Okay, so doctor side. The wait to your first doctor's appointment is just freaking brutal because you have no idea about anything at all. You're literally just flying blind. You're just having anxiety all day and you're just coaching yourself out of the anxiety and you're just talking yourself down from feeling nervous and scared. And like just be kind and gentle because that's all you can do. So we went to our first appointment and we got confirmation that our baby was looking exactly right. Heartbeat was strong. It was so surreal and it was so like calming. They told me I could come, I was almost 8 weeks at that point, or I was 8 weeks, and they told me I could come back in 2 weeks to get blood work to take a test called the NIPT, which is a genetic screening and also shows gender. So they were like, you can wait until your 12-week appointment and do the blood work then, or you can come in at 10 weeks and do it. I'm like, well, obviously, once the first day it's available, I'll come and do it. So on the day that I turned 10 weeks, I'm sweating, obviously. On the day that I turned 10 weeks, I went to the lab, got blood, they sent it off. It can take up to 2 weeks to get the results back. So I tried to stay chill, but I was anxious to get our results back, obviously. And my plan was for my mom to log in to my account when the results are ready, see it so that she could see the gender, and then like we'll figure out what we're gonna do from there, like find out the gender or whatever. And so I was checking every day. Finally, it said results are ready to go. So I was like, oh my God, Mom, it's time. And I gave her my login info and she didn't text me back for a little bit, which was really nervous and scary. And she said, the test didn't work. Like, please don't log in and look at it. It was a bad test. You will take it again. And I was like, what do you mean it didn't, like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? I've never heard of that. What? And she was like, there wasn't enough fetal DNA in the sample, so they couldn't accurately run the test. That originally, obviously now I'm having a million thoughts running through my head. What does that mean? What possibly could be the reason for this? My mom was like, it's probably a bad test. You'll take it again and it'll work. It'll be fine. And like, please don't, do your best to not stress or get down about this. And I recommend not looking in your portal, like just whatever. Okay, well, she tried, but I looked in my portal and the results they did say low fetal fraction, which means low amount of fetal DNA, but they also had this big exclamation point of the test lit up for all of the genetic abnormalities that the test tests for. So immediately I'm really scared because I'm thinking, was there genetic abnormality? Like, obviously. My biggest fear was there's low fetal fraction because this is a test that you're supposed to do on a 10-week fetus. Do I not have a 10-week fetus because we got lost somewhere? So I was really scared about that. But like, again, everything is so out of your control. There's nothing you can do about almost anything. So you just have to like put your attention on things that bring you positivity and peace and like let the time pass until you can get answers. So that was scary. And so that test did not show a gender, obviously. Okay, so then we go for at that point, I think that was like a Saturday, and my 12-week appointment was on a Monday. So we go to the doctor appointment on the Monday, and the way my parents had been talking to me about it, I was hoping my doctor was like, bad test result, like this can happen. Let's just take it again. My doctor was like, so you've had an abnormal test result. We need to refer you to an MFM, maternal fetal medicine doctor, who's like a specialist that can help you further. And that, like, looking back, like, love her, and I love that she was like, this is out of the scope of my work, so like we need to refer you. She also was like, your test lit up for so many things that's abnormal. You know, that's not normal for a genetic abnormality. So that was weird. You still need to see the MFM, and we will call them right now and get you in within the week, which I'm so grateful for, and whatever. We did see the baby that day, and I saw the heartbeat and everything. It was a really bad, really old ultrasound machine, so I was like, okay. But knowing that like the baby was looking good and that we were about to see the MFM in like 4 days brought me comfort. And then that day I also got new blood to retest. So got new blood, retested with a different company, and waited for those results to come back. The MFM appointment was before the results came back. So I went to the MFM. He looked at my ultrasound, which, by the way, that office has like a 40-inch flat screen. I don't know inches. I don't know why I just said that. Like a big flat screen for you to see. The ultrasound is super high def. The tech was showing us everything. Our baby was like in there, like raising the roof, bumbling and tumbling all around. I could have stayed there forever. She was like, this is the stomach, these are the arms and the legs, this is the heart, this is the whatever other organs we saw. And it was just very, very nice, confirming, validating, peaceful, whatever. I had done lots of Reddit research before that, which I know I should stay off Reddit, but like, sorry. And so I knew they were looking for the NT measurement, the nuchal translucency, which is the liquid behind the neck. I knew they were looking for that, and I knew that we were looking for a value of under 3 or something. So I did see the tech measure that, and it was like well under 1.5. So I was really relieved at that. But then I also know that they were looking for the nasal bone, which I can't read, obviously. So we were waiting for the doctor to look at that. So then the doctor came in, he looked at the ultrasound. He was like, everything looks great. What, Loki, why are you here? And I was like, well, we had an abnormal NIPT that said this and this and this. And he was like, oh, have you retested? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, I have full confidence that test will come back fine. I think you probably just took the test too early. You had low fetal fraction, low fetal DNA. It's not a problem at all. So I was very reassured and felt good that the MFM did not seem worried and did not think that our situation warranted a follow-up with him until the anatomy scan, which was already scheduled with him anyway. So we went on our way. We waited for the second NIPT to come back. It came back, and actually my coworker and friend, we were at work, so she was able to read the test for me and order Susie cupcakes for me, like right on the spot, so that they could come right away. And I was so glad about that because I wanted my mom to be to be surprised too. So I was bummed out that she was gonna have to like know this information by herself and whatever. So I was so glad this worked out the way it did, that everybody got to be on the surprise except Riley, sorry. But so we got Susie cakes and we bit into it. We can show the video. But I think it's like inside. Okay. I think you have to like try to bite into like the center. Get a big bite. Okay. Ready? We are gonna cheers first and then bite into it. Okay? Okay?
Cheers,
Cheers.
bite.
Yeah, like eye contact.
Cheers straight to mouth.
Right, okay, ready?
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
Oh my god!
I was right.
Oh my god! Yay, mommy!
Wow.
Oh my god! Wow. My hands all mixy. Hold on. OMG, wait, don't take another bite. And it's a girl! It's a girly goo. I really was convincing myself the whole pregnancy that it was a boy. Not because, which would be friggin' amazing. And we definitely want a boy in our future. But like a girl, mommy's princess, mommy's angel, like my little buddy, angel girl. So I'm so excited for it's a girl. Kent wants both genders if we could have our way. But he was like, but if I knew we could have both, I want a girl first, which I thought was like, that was crazy to me, but excellent, because that's what you get. Changes in my body. I talked about the weight gain and stuff, but I have had a breast reduction in my life. I had a breast reduction 10 years ago, which I would do again in a heartbeat a million times, like best decision of my life. So the growth of my breasts are triggering. Like when I see them in the reflection of my mirror, I'm like, oh my God, they are humongous and cumbersome and in my way. But that means that everything's working the way it's supposed to. So yay, breasts, you know? And yeah, and like everything in pregnancy is about mindset, which is really annoying because like I want facts, but I was really worried about my weight gain early on, and my mom reassured me and kind of shifted my mindset to like a lot of women in their first trimester are not able to gain weight because they are so ill, they cannot retain calories. And so I was like, oh my God, turn that into gratitude. Okay, hell yeah, like thank you body for like holding on to the calories I'm giving you, growing, making a good environment for my baby, like let's fucking ride. So that kind of switched my mindset early on, and I'm able to like kind of use that as a tool moving forward now that makes me feel kind of at ease with like the changing in my body. And also that this is all temporary. Like this is nothing but a gift. When I think about my symptoms going away because of something going wrong with my baby, like, oh, those symptoms are my motherfucking click. Like get those symptoms every single day. Like I will take them all day, all night if it means we get our baby. So not a problem at all. And I know my symptoms are pretty mild, so I know that's easy for me to say. And a lot of women are really sick, and I am so sorry. How did you manage symptoms at work around people who didn't know? I didn't, and I thought it was like obvious as fuck that I was pregnant, and I didn't wait very long to tell everyone, so didn't do that. Diet and exercise. I've touched on the diet. Exercise has been 0. I do have the Soto method prenatal program downloaded, and I completely believe in it. I do have yet to press play. I pressed play one time, week 7, being like, should I try? I didn't make it through the video, only did like the first like 3 or 5 minutes, which is a humongous win because I have not pressed play again. I definitely probably could, so maybe one day. I don't know. It's just not calling to me. Maybe it will one day. I hope. Or not. Whatever. It was like, what resources are you leaning on? Like, are you reading books? Whatever. I'm not reading any books. Because reading, like, please. I am over consuming media, like social media. TikToks and Instagrams. My algorithms have completely locked in that I'm an anxious, overthinking, first-time pregnant lady. But I'm trying to chill with that. Actually, the first like week 6 to 10, like my phone was like revolting to me. Like I was like, ew, I don't even want to like look at that screen, whatever, which I was grateful for, but now we're back full force. So I do be scrolling, and I'm just trying not to, I don't know, I'm trying to be easy. I'm trying to let things flow in and flow on out and just like, whatever. Obviously I am Redditing a lot, but that has subsided. Like I am getting better. Like I'm getting better. I guess like being out of your first trimester is like comforting. So you feel less anxiety, but every day you feel anxiety. Every day you don't know what's happening. So like I can't say that like, oh, after you're out of your first trimester, it's fine. And like anything can happen at any time. So like, yeah, of course you're kind of always on edge about stuff. But I'm also telling myself that this pregnancy is teaching me the out of controlness and the patience that is having a child. Like it doesn't just end once your baby's delivered. Like this is forever now. So I'm trying to let myself be easy with like the out of control and the anxiety that just naturally comes. I try to just like let it come up and then say, thank you so much. Kind of return to sender, like, bye. What do I wish someone had told me before trying to conceive? I don't know. It happened so quickly. I am so fortunate, luckiest girl in the world, that this happened without a second thought. I don't even remember what I was thinking or worrying about before, because like it just happened and it's so glorious and miraculous. I think what I would tell someone trying to conceive, or someone who has conceived, or someone who doesn't want to conceive, just take care of yourself. Just take care of yourself. Just prioritize your peace and your ease at least once throughout the day, no matter who you are. That is my advice always. What are you most looking forward to as you head into the second trimester? Fetal movement. I'm obsessed with feeling my baby move. I have heard some people describe it as like flutters, and they were like, but if it's your first pregnancy, you might not clock it. I have felt what I think are a couple, and it literally feels like if you were holding a plastic bag from the pet store with a fish in it, and like the fish is just like boom into the side of the thing. Like that's kind of what it feels like. You're kind of just like, but just like low in your belly. So I'm obsessed with that. And I'm literally like, hi, sweetie, check in with mommy every 45 minutes, okay? Where are you? Hey, girl. But I also try to be chill about that. But that is like, when that happens, I feel that. It's like everything is right in the world. Nothing could ever be wrong. Like everything is just amazing. So that's the best. One myth about the first trimester you'd like to bust, like that you can do it with your normal schedule and shit. Like the first trimester will take you out, like no matter who you are. If you are thinking that like you will be able to power through or discipline your way through in some way, like you will not. If you are in a profession that you're on your feet all day, like I have no idea how y'all are doing it. Double shifts, back to back, not being able to like eat at any certain time of the day. Like, holy shit, you have my utmost respect. I do think the reason that my first trimester has been so mild and like doable is because I have the privilege of like resting and eating whenever I need to, which is, I would wish that upon my worst enemy. Like, it's rough when you don't feel good and you need to like perform as if you're normal not going through this. I don't really understand how we're like kind of all... Oh, that was another symptom. I got breakouts. Well, the first thing was I stopped doing my skincare routine because like, I'm just like, please, are you kidding? Like if I brush my teeth today, like that is the biggest win and we're gonna take it. So I don't know if it was because I stopped my skincare routine or pregnancy or both, but it probably was. But I got like all my hormonal breakouts came back. It was like week 11 to 13. Like it was crazy. And none of this is like active breakout. All of this is kind of like just like scar, like still healing. Nothing is active right now. It like all came up really sudden and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to like start on my skincare routine again. Which I will link in the show notes. I'll link in the description. So I don't know if it was like a hormone burst or because I got my skincare routine back, that it helped, but it really was just like 2 or 3 weeks where it like flared and now it's kind of going away and we really just need to like treat the scarring. But that's how bad, like that's how like, you can see like that's how deep and underground they were. If it is my skincare routine, it's definitely the azelaic acid that's helping. But yeah, so due in December. I'm really so overwhelmed with gratitude. I can't even believe this is happening to a girl like me. Like I can't even believe it. I'm the luckiest girl in the whole wide world. I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait to keep updating y'all on the journey. And thanks for your interest. Thanks for your questions. Thanks for your support. I've been talking for so long. My whole full body is sweating. I can't breathe. So I'm gonna go. Any questions or anything like that, leave in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at ShayFox. I love you.